there are certain sinful patterns that can become so embedded in our personality, our automatic reflexes, that to get out of it, we're going to need somebody to truly intervene in our lives.
Russell, oftentimes a client will come to us that tried to get help from their church, and sadly they respond that the clergy often tell them that this is a sin, and they've got to deal with it from that perspective. But we look at it also as a disease. Can you clarify that?
Well, and I usually don't use the word disease. I think the disease model, especially if we've seen it in AA, it's helpful in that it helps us understand that when somebody continually drinks, there's a process that begins to take over and develop a life of its own. And that becomes deeply, deeply embedded. And that's like what we see with the development of cancer or other sicknesses. So the disease model is useful to that degree. Beyond that, I don't see any use for it. But the idea of addiction or compulsion or bondage, all of those fit within the biblical understanding. And so there are certain sinful patterns, regardless of what they are, that can become so embedded in our personality, our automatic reflexes, that to get out of it, we don't just say a prayer or cry some tears. We're going to need somebody to truly intervene in our lives and help us to walk out of that. And of course, that's a biblical value. We're not supposed to do any of this by ourselves, but a lot of us try to, and it doesn't work.